we're going to get to what's been moving the needle with some of the most intriguing September chases, where Aaron Judge is pursuing history and setting the AL single-season homer record of 62. He's currently 13 shy of tying the record with 37 games remaining, so he'd need to hit a bomb every 2.6 games to make history. He's basically been keeping up with that pace so far this season. Meanwhile, Albert Pujols sits at 693 and would need to hit one every 5 games to reach the 700 mark. And then finally, his teammate Paul Goldschmidt, who you saw there, finds himself in the Triple Crown race, leading the NL in RBI average and is just 2 homers shy of Kyle Schwarber with 33 bombs. Keith, which chase in your mind is more intriguing?
I think it's, I'm not going to be biased. I'm not going to be biased with
I love
Judge,
Ellen just starts laughing.
Yeah, I was like, I wonder which one it's going to be.
I think it's Pujols, though, because he said he's retiring no matter what. So there's kind of this, like, suspense, like, well, what if he comes up short and he just calls it quit? Judge might be able to do this next year or the year after. We've already seen him hit over 50. For me, it's Albert because it's finite. It's like, this is his last chance to do this. For all we know, Judge could average 60 bombs a year, the next 2-3 years. But for Albert, he's out and he's going for 700. He's 7 away. It's about how many at-bats he gets, who he faces, like.
And he said he's not coming back.
Like, it's more intriguing.
Yeah, I'll cape for Aaron Judge for you then.
Go for it.
Because I think Albert Pujols is the better story. It's like an incredible way to end an incredible career. I think when he signed with St. Louis, everybody was like, that's sweet. And now you're like, whoa,
and he's actually making an impact.
Right, he's making an impact, and he's making an impact on a team that's like truly fighting for the postseason. And the question is sort of whether or not they would even play him down the stretch if they were in that position. And now they're playing him because they are in that position and because he's performing. That said, I kind of feel like, so okay, 700 is an arbitrary round number, whereas Judge is chasing the record. And I think that's what makes that more interesting to me. Sort of like if Pujols ends with 699 or 700, either way, he's sort of the same player. I realize he won't be in that 700 club, but like if Judge hits 62, that's the new mark. Like he soars to the top of all the record books, and I think that's like a really interesting thing to be doing, particularly because he's doing it in a year when home runs are down.
I was literally about to say it. Yeah, this era too.
The difference between him and the second place player, whereas like with Pujols, I think one of the things that's really hard to sort of, we have a really hard time scaling for the way that different eras were retrospectively. Like we see it year to year. This year, home runs are down compared to last year, but then it's really hard to sort of scale that up for like an entire career. But like we know that Judge is hitting perhaps a record number of home runs in a year when home runs are down, whereas like Pujols, over the course of his career, home runs have been up, they've been down. It's sort of hard to compare that entirety of a career to an entirety of somebody else's 700 home run career.
Yeah, it feels like it's all relative, right, Ellen?
I get your point, but for me it has to be Pujols, and maybe it's because like I'm an actor and so I just love the narrative. But I mean, I think I'm also obviously a dweeb, and I love the round numbers. I absolutely love them. I feel like to be a baseball fan is to love, clean, clear numbers. And joining the 700 club, there was that graphic up there earlier, to imagine him being part of history with Bonds, with Aaron, with Ruth. Like, that makes me feel like I am witnessing history. And I mean, I think regardless, there will be rejoicing across the land if he just surpasses Alex Rodriguez. I mean, maybe not. But I think that also what he's doing in his age 42 season is just spectacular to behold. Like, it makes me so happy to be alive in 2022, honestly, because I saw this fantastic tweet from Alex Meyer saying that over this 10-game span, he slugged 1,300, not an OPS of 1,300. He slugged 1,300, which was the best of his career. His entire career, Albert Pujols' career, like back to 2001, the same year when like Wander Franco was born. So this has been the best 10-game span of his career, and we are witnessing it right now, and that is just absolutely thrilling.
I love how you just put that into context, and you're right. It is historic. It's that round magic number that us as baseball fans, we all just love to look at that. I don't think it would take anything away from his legacy if he didn't reach it, and obviously he's not coming back. Of course, his manager said he's going to hit it. All he has to do is hit one homer every 5 games with 37 remaining at the pace he's going at. I see it happening.
Takes a
As long
lot
as he
to
faces
do
enough
that, though.
lefties.
It's
I'm
not
just
a-
making. I know.
Glad we
They're
all
keeping
agree
him
that
in
the Triple
lineup,
Crown
though.
is not the.
I know, poor Goldie.
We're like, whatever.
Oh,
Sorry.
And I also
The
think
National League Triple Crown.
No, that
no one even mentioned that. But think
No,
about
that's
this.
not interesting.
Right? What
relatively
about
speaking, it's
coming
not.
up short? I think we're all kind of thinking that they're like Judge is gonna hit it, and so is Pujols. But what about coming up short? What's the bigger story? Judge coming up short or Pujols' career
Definitely.
ending?
Okay, then yeah, you just
And
took your
then-
point on that side, but I also saw your point about being historic. Which one is more captivating to me? I guess I would have to go with the Pujols thing, even though God, that Judge argument is so good. And sorry, Goldie, I love what you're doing.
It's a great time to be
MVP.
alive and be a baseball
and he
fan.
could be, yes, the MVP. And of course, I think he's more on the radar than he was when he was in Arizona, and he was playing really well back then as well.